What if you grabbed your gun in the middle of the night, pointed it straight at a real threat, pulled the trigger, and heard a click? Not a bang, a click. That one hollow sound could cost you everything, and most gun owners are only one ignored maintenance step away from that exact moment. There are 8 things your gun absolutely needs you to do, and the vast majority of owners skip all of them without even knowing it. We're counting down all 8, from the ones that matter to the one that could literally determine whether you go home at night. Number 1 is going to catch you off guard, I promise. Number 8. The striker channel problem. This one trips up even experienced gun owners who should know better. The instinct after cleaning is to oil everything, and products like CLP, Clean, Lube, Protect, make it tempting to drench the whole gun. But putting any oil inside your striker or firing pin channel is generally one of the worst things you can do to a pistol. Oil is a magnet for everything you don't want in there, including carbon residue, brass shavings, and unburnt powder particles from every round you fire. Over time, all of that mixes together inside the channel and turns into a thick, gummy sludge, sitting right in the path your striker needs to travel freely and fast. In warm weather, it slows things down. In cold weather, that sludge hardens, restricts the striker's forward momentum, and produces light primer strikes. Your gun fires the primer, but doesn't ignite the powder, and you get a click. The fix couldn't be simpler. Clean that channel out with a Q-tip after every range session, and leave it completely dry. 0 oil, 0 grease, nothing at all. Number 7. Bullet setback in carry ammo. This one has a real potential to hurt you or your gun, and almost nobody talks about it. Every single time you chamber the same hollow point carry round, the bullet gets slammed against the feed ramp and pushed slightly deeper into the casing. It's a small amount each time, sometimes just a few thousandths of an inch, but it adds up. That process is called bullet setback, and what it does is compress the powder charge into a smaller and smaller space inside the casing. When you fire a round with significant setback, the pressure that generates can spike way beyond what the chamber was designed to handle, enough to cause a catastrophic failure. Ammunition companies and independent ballistics researchers have documented meaningful setback after as few as 2 or 3 chamberings of the same round. If you're the type who racks the carry round back into the magazine every night and rechambers it every morning, you need to cycle that round out after 2 or 3 cycles. Shoot it at the range on your next visit, load a fresh round, and stop putting that kind of pressure on a chamber that doesn't know the difference. Number 6. The extractor claw. A wipe down after the range feels like good maintenance, and it is. But it doesn't reach the carbon that bakes itself underneath the extractor claw. That small but critical part grips the rim of every spent casing the moment the gun fires and pulls it out of the chamber during the slide's rearward travel. When the carbon builds up in that tight space underneath the claw, the geometry changes, the grip weakens, and the extractor can no longer bite down firmly on the case rim. That's when you start seeing double feeds, failures to extract in stovepipes, where a spent casing gets stuck halfway out of the ejection port. Most people blame the ammo when this starts happening, and they're wrong. Get a dedicated brass pick or carbon scraper and work it into that tight space under the extractor every few hundred rounds. It takes 2 minutes, and it will eliminate a whole class of malfunctions you never have to deal with again. If this kind of content is useful to you, subscribe to All About Survival right now. We drop videos like this all the time, and you don't want to be the person who misses the next one. Number 5. Witness marks for red dot screws. Running a pistol-mounted red dot is becoming more and more common, and that's great. But there's a maintenance step that almost every red dot owner skips. Every shot you fire sends a violent, high-speed shockwave through the slide, and the screws holding your optic down absorb that force on every single round. Over time, they back out. Not all at once, just a little bit at a time, and you won't feel it happen. What you will notice is that your zero starts to drift. Your point of impact shifts in a direction that makes no sense, and you might spend a full range session chasing a problem that turns out to be a half-loose optic. The solution costs 1 paint marker and 2 minutes. Torque your screws to spec, which is typically around 15 inch-pounds for most pistol optic mounts. Then draw a thin line of paint marker across the screw head and onto the optic body. If that line cracks or separates, the screw is moved, and you know immediately without any guesswork. Catch it before it matters, not during something that does. Number 4. Vetting your carry ammo. Putting 500 rounds of cheap 115 grain FMJ target ammo through your gun at the flat range and calling it vetted is one of the most common mistakes defensive shooters make. Ball ammo has a smooth, rounded profile that feeds through almost any semi-automatic pistol without hesitation. That tells you nothing about how the gun handles, what's actually in it when it counts. Modern jacketed hollow points have wide, open cavities at the tip, and those cavities catch on feed ramps far more readily than a round-nosed FMJ. Some guns need feed ramp work to run certain hollow point loads reliably. Some just don't like specific brands. You will not find out at the range shooting cheap plinking ammo. A handgun is not carry ready until it has cleanly fed, fired, extracted, and ejected at least 100 rounds of the exact defensive load it will be chambered with. Not a similar load, not the same manufacturer in a different weight. The exact round, down to the specific product name and grain weight. If it malfunctions once during that test, you now have critical information. Use it before your life depends on it. Number 3. Magazine springs. The magazine is the single most overlooked component in any semi-automatic firearm. Most owners buy a gun, shove the factory mags in, use them for years, and never once think about the spring inside. Here's something worth knowing. Leaving magazines loaded isn't what kills the springs. Constant loading and unloading cycles are what fatigues them over time. A spring that's been loaded and stripped hundreds of times loses the tension it needs to push rounds up fast enough for the slide to pick them up cleanly. When that happens, you get rounds nosediving into the feed ramp instead of feeding smoothly, failures to feed on the first round, and a slide that stops locking back on an empty chamber because there's not enough upward force from the follower. A lot of gun owners replace their whole pistol thinking it's done, when the actual problem is a magazine spring that costs $10. Rotate your magazines during range sessions, keep track of which ones are getting the most use, and replace springs every few years if you're a regular shooter. Number 2. Where oil actually goes. Here is something most gun owners have backwards, and they've had it backwards since the first time someone handed them a cleaning kit. They oil the barrel. They oil the outside of the slide. They spray down anything that looks like metal, and then they wonder why their gun is attracting carbon and debris after every session. The barrel doesn't need that oil. The slide rails do. Those 4 contact points where the slide travels back and forth over the frame are where metal is grinding on metal thousands of times over the life of the pistol. And that's where friction actually lives. A single small drop of quality gun oil or grease on each of those 4 frame rail contact points is all your handgun needs to stay protected and running smoothly. Everything else you put on the exterior just becomes a magnet for grit, powder residue, and debris that works its way into the action and causes problems downstream. Clean your barrel? Yes, but put your lubrication exactly where the engineering demands it. Number 1. Tritium decay on night sights. This is the one that catches almost every single gun owner completely off guard, and it matters more than most people realize. The tritium inside your night sights, the radioactive gas that makes them glow without any outside light source, doesn't last forever. It has a half-life of approximately 12.3 years, which means every 12 years, the brightness cuts in half. If you bought a used police trade-in pistol, if you've been carrying the same handgun since 2013 or 2014, or if someone handed down a firearm to you without any history attached to it, there is a very real chance those night sights are dead or so dim they're functionally useless. This matters because studies on law enforcement shootings have consistently shown that a significant portion of them happen in low light or no light conditions. Dim sights in a dark environment aren't just inconvenient. They're as good as no sights at all. You're pointing a gun in a direction and hoping. Go right now to the darkest room in your house. Cover the sights with your hand for 30 seconds, then uncover them. If the glow is barely visible or completely gone, those sights need to be replaced as soon as possible. This isn't a performance upgrade or a nice extra. It's the one piece of your setup that decides whether you can actually aim in the moment that counts most. Subscribe to All About Survival, because your gun deserves an owner who actually knows what they're doing.